doing Zoom?
Facebook Live. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, before I get started, Colby, have you been before?
Online. I'm doing the online.
Online, okay. This might be slightly different. So, before I get started, I just want to know from you all, why are you here? What did you hope to get? What brought you here today? So that I make sure that I can deliver that. Because I believe you invested your most precious commodity, called time, to be here. At least 2.5 hours plus drive time, right?
Yeah.
So if you came here to get something, what is that? Or did she threaten you? Or?
No, she didn't threaten me. I'm going to be licensed in the next month or so, so
okay.
I was very interested in, I saw it on Facebook and she invited me yesterday when I met with her, and I love the concept and just learning about how to start my business in a different market.
Fantastic. Okay, great, thank you.
For me, it's just the constant repetition of this topic. I've been putting a lot of it, like the whole mindfulness, so to speak, has been something that I've always believed in, but I never knew the right ways of, or understood the right ways of implementing it daily.
Okay.
So that's something I've been doing, and I've been seeing like crazy results just over the past week, just focusing on like the meditation and just doing small things. And now things are just like, it's crazy how they're popping up. So it's,
yeah.
I want to keep it fresh and keep implementing it.
Isn't it interesting how like the seemingly insignificant, small, subtle shifts you can make can make a massive impact on your external reality?
Yeah, because even yesterday after our meeting, like I was thinking, like you were talking about the, get a fish on the hook and the fisherman jerks it, but sometimes we focus so much on like getting something to close where we strangle the fish.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 transactions where that's kind of what I felt like, because I was putting so much onto it. So I did like a bike ride last night just to release from everything. As soon as I finished, I got a text message like, hey, the assignment or the contract is on your way. And then the other one's like, the seller is offering a higher asking price and they want to close quick. So I'm like, okay.
Fantastic. Yeah, look at that. Desired results.
Yeah, so it was a crazy day yesterday, and it just took me disconnecting a little bit and just letting things go.
So you're beginning to see then that based on your state, not only can you attract, but depending upon your state, you can also block things.
Exactly.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah, because in the past I always knew like, I would always set goals like in 2 years I want to be this, 5 years I want to be this, and it always worked. So I started catching those patterns. But then once I got there, that's why I dropped off, because like, okay, now what? And so that's what I'm working on now, is just like how to constantly keep building and building and building and not set those limits.
Yeah, keep resetting before you get there.
Yep, exactly.
Excellent. Cool. Mr. Sherman?
I like to just come back to these classes just to, catch something I forgot about doing before. Because I use everything that we get from these classes to kind of build on my business. And then you kind of build on those things, but then there might be some items that I might miss that I haven't really implemented because, I just did like that few pieces. So, I'm always continuing. I always try to continue to grow my business. So I want to come back just to kind of see if I forgot it. So.
Remind yourself?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Tammy.
Tammy, nice to meet you, Tammy.
You too.
What brought you here today? What do you hope to get?
I'm a realtor, and I would like to succeed in the Phoenix area.
Okay, fantastic. Anything that you came here specifically for, or that you hope to get?
What do you mean?
Any information from the class?
All you have to give.
Anything and everything?
Everything.
Fantastic, good, okay. Great. I know why you're helping me out, technology. Forte. Okay, fantastic. Well, let's see. I was promised some new markers, so let's see them. That's okay. People on Facebook probably won't be able to see this, but nonetheless, here we go. You guys are going to get some handouts, and what I'm going to give you is a 12-month action plan for your business. So you'll know what to do day by day for the entire year. Would that be of value to you?
Oh my God.
And not only is it just a strategy, but it's actually proven.
Yeah.
So we have agents using the strategy and having the success with it. So it's not just theory. It's actually a process that agents are using right now to create desired results. And we're going to spend about 5 minutes on it. Any idea why?
default, it's pretty much automated if you set it up correctly.
Yeah, I mean, the how, the doing this, the strategy is the easiest part of all of this. It really is. The difficult part is who are you bringing to the party? Like who's showing up to execute on that action? It's more important than what you're actually doing.
Okay.
So with that being said, would you like to know the world's greatest success formula? Meaning if you use this formula every single time you go to do something, you're guaranteed to be successful.
Yes.
Would be of value? Okay, so this is for your notes. No one brought paper. You'll get a handout, I'm just kidding, don't worry about it.
I'm lucky to be here, honestly, I swear.
Good.
I've been the most sabotaged person since I joined you. So I'm lucky to be here.
Fantastic.
At all.
Okay, so world's greatest success formula. Let's see, let's start here. Step 1, be. Number 2, do. Number 3, have. That's it. The world's greatest success formula. Guaranteed to produce desired results. So we might want to dive a little deeper and find out what this really means, yeah? What do you think I mean by be? There's no wrong answer, it's okay. I'm not gonna throw anything at you.
Your attitude?
Attitude? Yeah. So if we dive a little deeper, what makes up your attitude?
Beliefs.
Beliefs, yeah, totally. So we can really say then, sorry, I got 2 markers going on here. B is really your thoughts and your feelings. So thoughts are language of the mind. Feelings are language of the body. So as you think, so you feel. And how you feel determines the next thought. Yes? I mean, have you ever felt insecure?
Yeah.
What was the next thought you had? One of confidence?
No.
No, it was in alignment with the feeling, wasn't it? So your thought can create the feeling, and the feeling can create the thought. That's your state of being. Got it? This is also, we can refer to as your belief systems, BS, or what we like to call your self-image. So, since new to real estate, new to Libertas, Miss Tammy, like, what is the image that you hold of yourself? Meaning, what do you think you're capable of? How much money do you think you're worthy of earning? What do you think you're not capable of? These are some pretty important questions. Because whatever the story is going to be out pictured, and I'm going to show that to you. So we might want to investigate who's really running the show. Because again, I'm going to give you a perfect plan of action of what to go do, guaranteed to be successful, depending upon who shows up to the party. So the action's not the difficult part here. That's simple. It's how are you being? Do you think you're capable of success? Do you think you deserve to be successful? These are some important questions. I recommend you take some time to sit down and ask those questions and answer them honestly to yourself. Got it? Okay. So what do you think I mean by do?
Just the actions, right?
Yeah. Do is nothing more than the action you take. Or your behavior. Now, if you get nothing else from this, and you're going to get a lot more, let it be this. All behavior, all of it, is driven by belief. It must be in alignment. Think about it. Has anyone ever been on a diet? Oh, a couple of you? Okay, great. So, how'd that go?
Great, well, I was on it.
How long were you on it?
Which time?
Exactly. Right? So whatever we believe, whatever the story is, will drive our behavior without our conscious thought. That's how beautiful the mind is. Whatever you set it to, whatever the story is, the behavior must be in alignment with it. So think about it. If I feel overweight, if I feel lethargic, if I feel like my health is not really great, what's the likelihood I'm going to jump out of bed in the morning and rush to the gym? And then have a real nice, light, healthy breakfast, and a salad for lunch, and something really light and healthy for dinner. and I feel unhealthy. I feel overweight. What's the likelihood I'm going to willingly involve myself in that behavior?
Very unlikely.
Highly unlikely.
You have to get to desperation.
Sure, until you made a decision and changed the story, right? So, all behavior driven by belief. So we might want to take a look at the belief systems, the stories that are running the show. Okay, so have is obvious. That's your results. Yes? So, here's some participation piece. Yes, you're all going to have to participate. And by the way, the faster you participate and faster you talk, the quicker I stop talking. And you don't have to listen to my stupid little one-liners. But if you want to make my self-esteem increase, just laugh at them, okay? Thanks. Chuckle will work. Danica loves when I have these little dumb one-liners. Anyways, okay. So what I'd like you all to do is bring to mind somebody that you feel is super successful. Whatever your definition of success is. Maybe they've got the big business, or the big house, the money, the time, the liberty in their life. Doesn't matter who it is. And you don't have to tell me who it is, but can you bring someone to mind?
Yeah.
Great, okay. Now what I'd like to know is, what are the personality characteristics that that person displays that you think causes them to be successful? And just say them out loud and I'll write them down.
Smart,
Okay.
dedicated.
Dedicated, nice. This is the participation. There's no wrong answer.
Lack of judgment or lack of worrying of judgment from others.
Okay, so more like a
Confident.
self-assured, confident?
Yeah. Friendly.
Friendly? Danica's in trouble. How about this side of the room?
Motivated?
Motivated? I need a few more.
Clear mission.
Clear mission? Okay. Yeah, like a vision? Cool. How about passionate?
Yeah, passionate. Hardworking.
Okay, work ethic?
Focused. You said confident, right?
Yeah.
I did.
Two more. Or so.
Follow through?
Follow through? Do your answers.
Somebody said humble,
Humble? Okay.
centered,
Cool.
consistent.
Ooh.
One person said all those things actually.
Awesome. Who's this?
Serenity.
Thank you, Serenity. 1, 2, 3, 4. She had 4. You guys gotta step up your game today.
Yeah.
Okay. So, these are the personality characteristics that you all believe cause that person to be successful. Yes?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So now what I'd like you to tell me is, based on your answers, are these a beingness, meaning it's a thought, it's a feeling, it's a belief system or self-image, or is it simply an action or behavior? And again, all behavior driven by belief. Or is it just something that you create? It's an end result. Got it?
Mhm.
Okay. No wrong answer. So, smart. Is that a be, do, or have?
A B.
Okay. Dedicated.
B.
Self-assured.
B. B.
Confident.
B.
B. B.
Friendly.
B.
B.
Motivated.
B in it.
I would say B and do.
Okay. Clear mission.
B.
B.
Totally. Passionate.
B and the do as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Work ethic.
Do.
Focused.
B.
Yep. That's for sure. Follow through.
Do.
Do.
Humble.
B.
Centered.
B.
B.
Consistent.
B and do.
Cool. So what you're telling me is, the most successful person you can think of, what caused them to be successful is their beingness. What did you come here to learn?
Do.
Most people go to education, training, workshops, things like this, to learn how to do more, do differently, create a better mousetrap than everybody else has, like that secret sauce to make them successful. Yes? And listen, I'm not saying that kind of stuff isn't important, and I'm not saying education isn't important, but again, how many different ways are there to earn money in this business?
So many.
A ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, is any one way right or wrong?
Nope.
That means any way can work for you, yes? Based on what? That strategy? Because like if there was one way to earn a lot of money in real estate, like the way, wouldn't every single agent do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know of the way? If you do, I'd love for you to share it with me. They all work, don't they? So what's the difference?
How you are whenever you do those acts.
Yeah. How are you being when you show up to the do? What are the thoughts and feelings? So, basically what we can say then is if we take your how you think and how you feel and how you act, we call this your personality. Yeah? But here's what I want you to understand. Your personality, how you think, how you feel, and how you act, determines your personal reality. Maybe you've heard the saying, as within, so without. Because again, whatever you're holding on the inside will be outpictured in your reality. I mean, it's your reality, it's not mine. We don't share the same reality, right? You have different beliefs, programming, conditioning than I do. Yeah. Does anyone in here have a sibling that you were raised with? Oh, did some of you experience the same exact event, yet derive different meaning from it?
Yeah.
Because no thing has any inherent significance or meaning. It's all assigned. It's your reality. And your personality is creating that personal reality. Now here's the problem. Most people, if they take a look at their results in life, if they want to be responsible for actually creating them and not go victim to, it happened to me. Most people that want to change their personal reality are attempting to do it with the same personality. And it'll never work. You literally have to become somebody new. Who's excited? Oh, okay, some of you are. Hi there. So that means then, you've got to kill off this personality. Neurologically, biologically. You've got to think different, you've got to feel different, and you've got to behave different. You think this will be easily done? No. You think you might make some mistakes?
Yeah.
Do you think you might have to practice? And we'll know how committed you are to creating new personality based on what?
Results.
What you create in your new personal reality. Results are often harsh, but they are always fair. It's an accurate representation of what's going on the inside. You with me?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, good morning.
Morning.
Anybody in here like to be like a dominant listing agent? Meaning like you've got 25 listings at any given time and that's just all you do. Just take a bunch of listings. Would be of interest to anybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
Most of you? Like, I don't know, is this a wrong answer? No? It's personal preference.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not currently there, why not? No wrong answer. I'm not going to make an example out of you, it's okay. And I don't bite, so you speak up.
You're
Just
not
kidding.
focused on that.
Not focused on it?
Or you're not driven to do it enough. Like all you're doing is basically, like for me, and from what I've learned, it seems like you kind of get what you are looking for. So if you're just looking for a business, you're going to find a business. If you want to find listings, then you're going to find listings. So if you're not really focused on just getting listings, it's good likely that you're not going to just get listings.
Yeah, totally,
That's
right?
what I think, you know.
Yeah, the question is, based on your results, what have you been focusing on?
Right.
Yeah, okay. So most people think, well, I'm going to go to a class and learn how to take listings, right? So I'm going to go do, and then if I go do enough effort, then I should have some listings, yes? Yeah. Make sense? And when I have the listings, then I will be happy because I'm successful. Yeah? Am I the only one?
No.
So that's a 2-3-1 approach. Or how about this? When I have the confidence, then I'll go do more effort, I'll get into action, and then I'll be successful. 3, 2, 1. Now, can that way work?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know for myself, before learning all this stuff 5 years ago, I had a really good business. My last year that I was just a single agent, I did 61 sides. Like, that's not a mega agent, but it's pretty good living. My mentality was hustle, grind, sacrifice, whatever it takes to generate the business. I was using a 2, 3, 1. Did it work?
Yeah.
Yeah, 61 sides. Not a bad income, right?
Yeah.
So what I want you to know is, like, whatever process you're using, it's okay. It's just a way. I'm just showing you another way that you could participate in. I think it's like the way, but it's just a way. Are you with me? So whatever process you're using, what I'm communicating is, it's not bad or wrong. It's just a way. And maybe it works for you. But what is it also costing you to operate with that method? I know for myself, the hustle and grind meant I worked all the time. So do you think I had a really amazing, awesome, balanced life? No. What might have been out of balance while I was married?
Family and friends.
Oh, my marriage, my friendships, my
Health.
kids, my health. I was 63 pounds heavier. We'll get into that. Are you with me? So again, it's not wrong if you're not using this way, you're just using a way. But I would invite you to entertain the perspective that there may be a better way. You with me? Okay. So, can you get the handouts from Brian? So, oh, great.
Can I pass them real quick?
Not those calendars, the other ones. I think they're on his desk.
Okay.
So while they're working on that, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, why are you in this business? Like really, why are you in real estate? You don't have to give me the PC answers, like really.
To make money.
To make money. Great, thank you. Who else? You mean this isn't like for charity? The Red Cross? It's for profit? Okay. Who else?
There's pieces of it that could be for charity.
Sure, but what is your main driving motivation to be in real estate?
It's the money, but also the education piece as well. To teach others, like when they get into a bind, maybe financially, what they can
Okay.
do to help relieve.
So to contribute back?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Not do something you hate.
Okay, because it's fun and exciting and
Pays well.
keeps you entertained, pays well, there's the money again, right? It's not bad, it's not wrong.
Yeah, the money, the freedom, and the ability to help people that I care about.
What do you mean freedom?
That I could make enough money to have enough money to go do stuff I enjoy and still work from abroad if I need to.
So like you could be on the beach in Hawaii or Bora Bora and still conduct your business?
Yeah,
Laptop life?
yeah.
Cool, okay. Enough of this side of the room. Ladies, why are you in real estate? Why are you getting into real estate?
Because I got tired of making other people rich.
So you want to make yourself rich?
Yeah.
So money.
Money and the freedom as well
Okay.
to make my own choices and work as hard as I want to work on that given day,
Or not?
or not.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
To share a gift with others,
Okay.
you know, to share everybody a good experience.
Yeah.
And, you know,
All right.
to leave a legacy for our kids.
Build a business, hand it over. Okay, thank you. So, for those of you that want to earn money and turn a profit in business, why? Like, what do you want to do with that money? Because otherwise, it's just a bunch of numbers on a piece of paper.
Do whatever I want.
Do whatever you want. Like what?
Be able to help friends and family when they need it.
Okay, so you want to be fit for service financially, to be of service? Cool.
My investments
Buy investment properties? Why?
to eventually not have to worry about the business I'm creating.
Oh,
And have the consistent income coming in eventually.
so you're going to go work for money and then use that money and make it go work for you so that eventually you don't have to work anymore?
Right.
Oh, okay. Some financial freedom
Uh-huh.
or retirement is,
Yep.
okay. What else? We're not moving on as we
That,
speak, so
um,
if you want to get out of here on time.
Beachfront condo on Maui.
beachfront condo on Maui. Cool.
Buy nice cars,
Nice car. What kind of car?
nice toys, Porsche.
Porsche. What kind of Porsche? What model?
GT3
The
RS.
C-A-Y, I can't pronounce it. Cayman?
Cayenne?
Cayenne? Sorry, I don't know.
Okay. The car, SUV. What?
No, it's a car. I
The
want a
car?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have it on my laptop so I can see it.
Does anybody want to go on vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where? Like the spot, the destination, like
Saint
the dream
Lucia.
one.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. What is it?
St. Lucia,
St. Lucia? What are you gonna do in St. Lucia?
relax.
Relax. How long do you want to go for?
2 weeks?
2 weeks?
Maybe.
14 days? Cool. Who are you taking with you?
That's to be determined.
I'll
To
go.
be determined. She's gonna carry your bags.
We'll go with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone is fine.
And how much is it gonna cost for you and to be determined to go?
More than I got right now,
Okay. So why haven't you been?
because I can't afford it.
You can't afford it. Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is, when I have the money, then I'll go online, I'll look at tickets and research the best time of the year to go, right? And then I'm gonna be happy because I got to go. 3, 2, 1. Might that be the reason you haven't been yet?
Probably.
Okay. Who else? Where do you want to go?
Maldives.
Me too.
What's the best time of year to go there?
October, I believe.
October. Cool. Who's going with you?
My daughter and my fiance.
Cool. How long do you want to go for?
2 months.
2 months. And what would it cost for all of you to go for 2 months? Like hotel, flight, food, spending money, lock, stock, and barrel. Here we go.
Don't have a total for you.
Don't have a total. Why not?
Haven't added it up
Haven't added. Why not?
because I didn't believe I was ever going.
Huh?
Until
So your behavior, you believed you weren't going.
Right.
Your belief drove a behavior, didn't it?
Yeah,
What was the behavior?
inaction.
Inaction. Hence, no result. Or, excuse me, no desired result. You do have a result right now.
Yeah, I'm not there.
It's called not going,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So do you see the world's greatest success formula when you understand this and you know how you've been operating versus how now you can operate? Do you think a new personality would create a new personal reality? Are you with me? It has nothing to do with the strategy because there's infinite ways. This is the mechanism. So when the intention is clear, the mechanism will appear. You've heard when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Have you ever experienced that in your life?
Yes.
You might want to entertain this perspective and just mess around with it. Maybe borrow my belief if you're not bought in. And just play with that. See what happens. And you'll send me a text or an email like, you're never going to believe me. Right? Shocking. Okay. So, has anyone in here been on a cruise ship before? 1, 2, 3, 4? Do the rest of you know what a cruise ship looks like?
Massive.
Great, you can play along. Okay, so what's on a cruise ship?
Pool.
Pool,
Multiple restaurants.
lots of food.
Casino.
A casino, yeah. What else?
Alcohol.
Alcohol, tons of alcohol. What else?
Big chessboard.
Staff.
Entertainment,
Yeah,
fun,
entertainment,
yeah,
yeah.
games.
Games, yeah.
What else?
Staff.
Staff.
Staff, yeah. From the cooks to the servers to the room service. What other kind of staff?
Entertainment.
Lieutenant captain, people in the engineering room, yeah? Navigation,
Cleaners.
cleaners. What else?
The cruise director,
Cruise director, yeah?
entertainment.
Entertainment.
Small tennis court.
Could be an Italian cruise ship.
99.9%.
Is this pre-COVID or?
Yeah, like 9,999 times out of 10,000, that ship's gonna make it to its destination, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if we were to take the same ship, but we took everything off? No captain, no crew, no food, no booze, nothing. But we turned on the engine, put it in gear, and just let it go. What do you think's gonna happen?
Dock somewhere.
Gonna wreck somewhere.
Yeah, like if it even makes it out of the harbor, it's probably gonna run aground or sink or who knows, right? So my question is, which ship are you?
Okay.
I mean, the ship that's got everything, it's got a captain, right? Somebody that's directing, guiding, and saying, here we are, there's where we're gonna go. And based on where we're gonna go, we know how long it's gonna take. We know how much fuel we're gonna need. And because of the capacity of passengers and crew we have, we know how much food it's gonna take. Yes? They're well equipped, aren't they? Do you think that might be why they're so successful? Yeah. Okay. So, they have a voyage plan, don't they? Do you?
Yep.
I know you do, but do y'all have it? Right, so what's your vision? So I have some homework for you. Who's excited? One and a chicken wing. Okay, so here's your homework. What I suggest that you do is sit down today, tonight, not tomorrow, not during the weekend, not next week, tonight, while it's fresh in your mind, and write out, what do you want to accomplish? Like, go in your imagination and fast forward a year from now, 12 months. So it's March,
So May, yeah.
May 29th, is that the date?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yep.
So fast forward your imagination, May 29th, 2021. You're standing in that day and you're looking at your year in review. What got done? What'd you accomplish? What'd you create? What do you believe about yourself? What does your business look like? How many transactions did you do? Were they buyers? Were they sellers? Was it a different ratio of each? What was your main source of business? Referrals? Repeat?
Listings, right?
Database.
Okay, yeah. So how many deals do you want to complete? How many were listings over buyers? Let me ask you something. This marker, where was it made? Don't say China.
Someone's head.
In a factory?
In a factory? That was where it was manufactured, right?
Someone's imagination.
It was created first in someone's imagination. They held it there long enough with faith, belief, and conviction that it would be something. Steve Jobs? iPhone? It was just a thought, wasn't it? So everything is being created twice. I mean, can you show me something that wasn't? So it just goes to show that if you can hold it in your head long enough, you'll hold it in your hand. Are you with me? So, what is your vision and what are you creating? Because if you don't take responsibility for that, if you don't sit down and intentionally create it, what do you think you're going to have? Spoiler alert, more of the same. Because the same personality is going to continue to create the same personal reality. So if you want a different personal reality, you might want to get clear about what that life looks like. Because now we know what are the thoughts, feelings, and behavior that would be in alignment with that result. Are you with me? So you've got to create in your imagination first. So are you willing to carve out an hour in your schedule to be by yourself? Meaning no honey, no kids, no cell phone, and no laptop or phone, like to write on. Old-fashioned, piece of paper, pencil, and write it out. You'd be surprised what happens when you start going to town. Things just start flowing. But if you don't do this now, and you don't have to, what do you think is going to be different, really, in a year from now?
Not much.
Nothing.
Nothing. So here's the sad truth. About 10% of people actually complete that homework. 10%. So if you know that if I don't consciously create in my imagination what I desire, as if it's already done, it's likely not going to happen, because I don't even know where I'm going. I mean, think about it. If you don't have a vision, a clearly defined vision, like this is what will be, it would be like getting in your car and saying, I'm going on vacation. Cool, where are you going? I don't know, I'll back out of the driveway and make a left. Okay, great. Then you get to an intersection, which way are you going to go? I'll make another left. And every time I gotta decide, I'll just make a left. Like, where are you gonna end up?
I've already worked.
Possibly,
Yeah,
right?
Circle, yeah.
Dude, who knows? So, if that makes sense to you, and you know that having an end destination to point B is important, why not create one? Really, why would you not create this? There's one reason.
Because you don't believe it will come true.
Thank you. You don't believe it's possible for you. You don't believe it'll actually work. But I gotta ask you, you know your current way is not working so great based on results, so why are you more committed to that than trying something new?
Because it's comfortable.
Yep, it's safe. I don't have to be different. Because if I'm different, I'm stepping into the unknown, that's unpredictable, and I might die. And you know that's all BS. But that's the story that plays out if it goes unchecked, isn't it? But now you're checking it. Now you're addressing it, you're looking at it. Can you reframe your relationship with it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. The question is, will you? Are you with me? Okay, so, as you're writing out the things you want to do with that money you're going to earn, like go to town. When's the last time you gave yourself permission to just use your imagination and come up with like exactly what you want? Does anybody in here have kids? Little kids? Okay, so when you ask them what they want for Christmas, what do they say?
Pony.
Pony. What else?
Xbox gift card.
Xbox. What else?
Well, my 13-year-old currently wants a McLaren P1. So.
Okay, well, no big deal.
Not you.
My kids have no problem giving me a list of things they want. So when your honey asks you, what do you want for Christmas, what do you usually say?
I don't know.
I don't know. Nothing. What happened?
I got everything I wanted.
Smart ass. Really, what happened? Where along the way, from like the 5-year-old to where you are now, did the imagination leave, and you thought it wasn't important, and I'll just settle with what I got?
Someone told me I couldn't have it.
Someone told you you couldn't have it.
Or maybe you just want to spend the money. That's what I think. It's like,
Yeah.
sometimes like
Because
what
there
you
won't be
want-
more to spend?
Yeah, like this. I guess the scarcity of spending a lot of money. You're like, I really want that, but don't want to ask for it. It's a lot of money.
So, here's my ask of you. If you actually decide to sit down tonight and complete this exercise, I want you to do it right. Because you're always like, am I doing this right? Yeah?
Yeah.
So here's what doing it right would look like. Get rid of your adult mentality, put it on the shelf, and I want you to be like a 5-year-old and go to town with your imagination. Like, what do you want? If you could wave a little magic wand and say, ding, I want that in a year from now, what would it be? Like, I believe you should have 3 budgets. Your household budget, what does it cost for your household month in, month out, yeah? And so if you're in a honey situation, a marriage, not what do you contribute? What does the entire household cost month in, month out? Yeah? Because what if something happens to honey? Death? Divorce? Who knows? So you might want to know what that nut is that you got to crack every month. Yeah? Okay. What does it cost to run your business month in, month out? Don't say nothing, because I'll throw something at you. There's expenses to operating your business, yes?
Yep.
And by the way, I'm going to show you some incredible marketing, some high-impact marketing that is so extremely cheap, it'll blow your mind, especially for the rate of return on this investment. So might you need a budget for that? This means yes. This means no? Okay, good. So, when you have your Liberty budget, excuse me, blew it, your household budget and your business budget, you combine those two, what do you got?
Your expenses.
Yeah. You now know how much money you must earn to pay the bills and die. Who's excited? You're not excited?
Nope.
Why not? That's what you're doing. So you're not excited about life? So I suggest you create your 3rd budget. That's your Liberty budget. Like what else? What do you want to do? How much money do you want to get back? What kind of charities do you want to support or start? You want to put money aside for investing so that you can become financially free and retire? Do you want to pay for your kids' college? If you're watching, honey, it's not. What do you want to do if money was no option? What would life be like if you never made another decision based on time or money? Ooh. What if? What if? Like it's time to get re-engaged and excited about your life. Because if not, no amount of this is going to create the reality you want. Are you with me? That's why this homework is so important. So when you write out all those things you want to do, the vacation, the car for the kid,
Not that one. It's already paid for that.
they really think like the money just falls from the sky. It's weird. Yeah. When you add up all that stuff you want to do, in addition to your monthly expenses for household and business, you combine those three together, what do you got?
What do you want to make?
What do you want to earn? Because when I earn that, can't I afford all of this lifestyle? Oh, so you're using your imagination to create a point B? And then you can sit with that every day until it fits what you believe about yourself? You're changing the self-image to believe it so that it drives a new behavior that's in alignment with the belief that produces a new personal reality? Weird. Are you following? So when you write out all the things you want to accomplish in a year from now, here's how I want you to do it, and this is very important. When you write it out, it's going to start with this. I am so happy and grateful now that. Because again, when you're writing out this vision, what you're doing is you're using your imagination to fast forward a year from now, and you're looking back on your year in review. So it's already done. You already went on the trip. You already bought the car. You already have the investment property. You already have the condo on the beach. Make sense? So, if you write it out, how you've normally been taught or conditioned of, I want to earn X amount of dollars. I want to go on this vacation. What are you subjectively communicating with that kind of language?
You don't have it.
You don't have it because you want it. Now whatever you focus on expands. So if I focus on I don't have something, what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to continue to not have it. Whereas if I picture it as if it's already done, what's happening is I'm firing new neurons in my brain, and neurons that fire together wire together. They come together and they form a belief. Now the really cool thing is you can use your mind to change the function of your brain. It's called neuroplasticity. And when you use your mind, which is just the action of the brain, to change the structure of the brain, it causes a new level of mind. Are you with me? So do you think you can reprogram your mind for that thing that you desire, that vision, to tell your brain that it's already done? So you believe it? Do you think now you might act differently? Do you think you might feel differently? Do you think you might speak differently?
Yeah.
Totally. Because you're acting from that place of it being done, moving forward, versus where you are, attempting to move towards what you don't have. And the more you don't have it, the more you want it, the more it's on a pedestal and it's too far out of reach. It doesn't feel like you're ever going to get there. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Am I the only one?
Yep.
So when you use your imagination to make it fit like it's already here now, you're changing the personality that'll create the personal reality. And I'll prove it to you later. But for now, you can borrow my belief. Any questions so far? How are we doing on time? Perfect.
10:14.
Okay. So, when you create your vision, and now you know your household budget, your business budget, and your Liberty budget, you combine those two together, that is now your annual income goal. Got it? There's some math on the bottom of this handout. We're not going to go over it, but it'll help you calculate state of being and how I'm showing up day by day, because that new state of being will be in alignment with achieving the goal, and you hit goals. So you're growing through this process. Yeah? Is that exciting?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, who's not excited about setting goals? Like, honestly.
I wax and wane with it.
Yeah. Why?
I get excited in the beginning,
Mm.
and then I I mean, now that I'm listening to you, there's probably a point that I'm hitting where my belief or my narrative is changing and I don't maybe realize it. And so then I get thinking that that's never going to be, and so then I go backwards now that I'm applying your method.
Yeah. Like most people have set goals in the past and not hit them. So now how excited am I about setting goals? Because I know the old story's playing, you know? Because I'm
Yeah.
remembering the past, and I think that's going to equal my future. And so why even set the goal? If I'm not going to hit it, what's the point?
Right. Because you don't want to feel the defeat of not hitting the goal. So,
Totally.
yeah.
So why even bother?
Or maybe in the past you achieved a goal, but then you backtracked right after you achieved it. Like weight loss, for example. I think I know myself, I had a goal and I could never get below, I was telling myself I could never get below 190. I was in great shape, but then once I achieved it, I was like, okay, cool, now what? And then now I gave myself more freedom, so to
Goes back
speak.
to your old habits.
Yeah,
Yeah. I did it, I hit it, now I can go back.
yeah. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, right. Okay, so now with this new model, and we're going to set up some structure with some goals, you might get excited to set goals again. So I believe in setting goals that are SMART goals. And SMART's an acronym, it's on your paper for notes. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, risk, and time. So if we look at this paper here, there's a square. The square represents 4 facets of your life. They're not all facets, but it encompasses the majority of it, yeah? So we've got physical, spiritual, emotional, and wealth or liberty, your income. So when we're setting SMART goals, at least one of these 4 should be a risk to you, meaning it scares you. Any idea why?
Because you never did it.
Yeah, that's why it scares you because you've never done it.
Yeah, 'cause you never did it.
But why would it be intelligent to have a goal that's risky, that's scary?
We know the box.
To help you grow? In what way?
Get you out of your comfort zone.
Get you out of your comfort zone? Yeah? Is there anybody in here that doesn't know how to swim? Let's pretend you didn't. Do you know anyone that doesn't know how to swim?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's say we put them in a helicopter, fly them out to the middle of the ocean, and I open the door and just kick them out. And so they fall and splash, right? One of 2 things is going to happen, yes? What is it?
You're going to drown or learn real quick.
Yeah, sink or swim, yes? Okay. In all seriousness, what do you think is going to happen?
They're gonna learn.
They're going to learn real fast, aren't they?
Yeah.
They might even discover that they have amazing stroking capabilities. Because it matters. And typically, when we're backed into a corner, that's when those powers come out. That's when they're revealed to yourself. Because it's forced to. When's the last time you forced yourself to perform? Might you have that opportunity with a SMART goal? Yeah. So I would caution you, don't make all 4 risky. Because now you're just stressed out. 1, maybe 2, but not all 4. You with me? Okay. Now that's not to say that some of them shouldn't be a stretch. But a real scary goal, at least 1, maybe 2. You with me? Okay. So another point I want to hit on is time. So I suggest you set 90-day goals. 90-day goals is a nice sweet spot because if you set a 30-day goal, like you can focus for 30 days, anybody can. But 30 days isn't a lot of time to really learn how to manifest and create. A year goal is good to have. I would call it more of a vision because do you know anybody or can you focus every single day for 365 days? I mean, you could probably practice and develop that skill, but do you possess it now? Do you think if you stretch yourself a little bit, you could focus for 90 days? Maybe even if you rolled in like a mentor or an accountability buddy, then could you?
Yeah.
Probably. So you can set yourself up for success, can't you? If you believe that it could be, just maybe, this time. Are you with me? Okay. So, let's talk a little bit about some goals. What could you set for a physical goal in 90 days? You know, that's in alignment with your vision. So that's another important distinction I want you to make. When you're done creating your vision, now you know what kind of goals to set. Because the goals can be milestones towards achieving your vision. Like, you don't want to create this awesome, beautiful vision that's so exciting, and now I got all these other goals over here. That's just called more shit to do. Does anyone need more things to do? So say you can come help me out. So make the goals in alignment with the vision. So you might want to get that piece done first, so you can set some really good goals. Got it? So for example, let's say your income goal was to earn $100,000. What would be your 90-day goal?
Maybe a certain amount of transactions based on what your average commission is.
Or just
25,000.
Or just a commission.
25,000.
Yeah.
Have you ever earned 25,000 in 90 days before?
Yeah.
If you haven't, let me show you how easy this could be. Do you think in 90 days you could create one client that's maybe got to sell their house, I don't know, $350, and they're going to upgrade and buy one for, $500? So we got $850. What's 3% of $850?
25.50.
25, look at that. 25.5. 90 days, one client, boom. Exceeded my goal by $500. Could it be that easy? Yeah.
Yep.
Could it be a lot harder? What do you think is going to determine that reality? What do you think? What you think, how you feel about it, what do you think you're capable of? Because that's going to drive the behavior that's going to create whatever result you produce. Is this coming together yet?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, 5 minutes ago. All right. So, anybody have any questions on some goals? What would be a good goal? Anything at all? I'm here to support you. Like, no, I'm still not on board with setting goals. So here's another thing you could do in creating your vision and your goals. Just take a look at those facets of your life and rank yourself. Scale of 1 to 10. 1 is really poor, lacking, and 10 is really good. How would you rate yourself on your physical well-being? I'm not talking just weight. Like, do you have energy? Vitality? Or do you find that in the middle of the day you start crashing, you got to reach out for something, caffeine, sugar, to prop you up the rest of the day? And do you want more energy to be fit for service so that you can be of service? Emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, all of it, yeah? So, emotional facet of your life, what does that mean to you?
Relationships?
Relationships, yeah. With who?
Anybody.
Family,
Who's the
friends.
most important relationship you have?
Yourself.
Ah. So how is that relationship on a scale of 1 to 10? How is that self-love cup, the self-esteem, the self-respect? And what could you do in 90 days to increase it? Don't worry, I have plenty of ideas for you.
Reading books to self-improve yourself, meditation, gratitude list, visualization,
All kinds of things.
going to church, just something that, activities for yourself that you enjoy. There's a lot of stuff.
Absolutely. When the intention's clear, like I desire to elevate this facet of my life, the mechanism will appear. You'll find the idea once you've decided to increase that. You with me? Most people are looking for, like, when I have the money, then I'll decide to go on vacation. Right? Isn't that what you kind of said? Because I don't have the money, so I haven't decided to go. It's like a buyer. If you had a buyer right now that wants to buy, a prospective buyer, and you ask them, how come you haven't bought a house yet? They say, well, I don't have any money. What would your response be?
Go get some. There's programs to help you out.
Yeah, and there's programs available where a buyer doesn't need any money. Down payment assistance. What if they're VA?
USDA loans.
USDA loans? They can get a gift from somebody?
Yeah.
So do you see, it's not that they don't have what's required. They haven't decided to buy a house yet.
It's true, I went on 2 big vacations the last 2 years, and when we decided to do it, didn't have the money at the time, but when
When you got clear, you decided, clear intention, the mechanism appears. Always. But most people are waiting to have solutions before they decide. That's why they never make a decision. Because that's not how it works. Thanks for being an example. Okay. How about rating your relationship with your honey, if you have one? Or if you don't have a honey, could that be a goal?
Yep.
I was just like, no.
No way.
Anybody in here single? You date yourself?
Yes, I do.
Like, listen, I'm a firm believer,
That's what you
if you wouldn't date yourself, ain't nobody else gonna wanna date you. You know what I mean? Like, are you a good time? Do you like to have good conversations? Are you fun to be around? Or not so much? Like, again, ladies and gentlemen, you might wanna start taking a look at this stuff. Because it's creating the result you have right now, and it's not bad. But it might be time to take some ownership of it, because when you can own and take responsibility for your past and your present, guess what now is available to you? You can responsibly and powerfully create your future. I mean, that's the best way to predict your future, is just to go create it. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other questions on goals? Yes, no? No. Okay. All right.
I have a
So-
question.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure that the goals are like actually attainable? Because
Mm.
as I'm looking through this, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if I set unattainable goals, self-sabotaging in some way, and that's why I'm continuing the same cycle. So
Great question. How do you know the goal is attainable?
yeah.
What do you think the answer is?
Ask someone.
Oh, who's your ass?
You.
Oh, okay. Smart. So you'll notice at the bottom of every page is my contact information.
Oh, right, okay.
So, in all seriousness, if you write out your vision, because you're all going to do it, right? Just lie to me. Say yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So you write out your vision. You want some feedback?
Yep.
You set some goals in alignment with the vision. Would you like some feedback?
Yes.
Feel free to send them to me. Now, here's what I want you to understand. I don't care what you want. Now, I mean that in a very specific way, meaning I won't judge anything. You write your vision, I'm like, that's weird, or that's dumb. No, no, no. That's not for me to say. And why would you care about my opinion anyways? The feedback I'll give you is, if you say, I want to earn $250,000, and I just want a great, thriving business, and then you go on to the next topic, my feedback to you would be, well, what does that business look like? How many transactions is that? Are they listings? Are they buyers? What percentage of each? And what's your main source of leads? Because again, if you're writing out a vision, because your imagination creates your reality, if you hold it there long enough, like you might want to get specific. Yeah? So when I look at your vision, I'm looking for clarity. Because if you're not clear, what do you think is going to happen? And you've all heard this before because it's so true. Be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Yeah? So you single people, as you're writing out, this would be a good idea, what your honey would look like, not just physically, but the personality characteristics. Good person, like honest, open communication, all these kinds of things, right? If you don't do that and consciously create that person, so you know when they're standing in front of you or not, what do you think you're going to attract?
Everything
The same person as before with a different face and different name.
Yep.
Yeah? So when you're writing out your vision, if you don't get clear, first of all, you won't emotionally fall in love with it. And if you don't fall in love with it, what do you think, like where's your attention and focus going to go? Somewhere else. So this is one for your notes. Energy flows where attention goes. Whatever you are paying your attention to is where you're feeding your energy. Wherever you place your energy, that thing, condition, circumstance, environment, doesn't matter. It will begin to grow, expand, and multiply. Let me give you an example. Anybody ever been late to like leave the house in the morning? Running behind? What usually happened before
Red
you got in
lights.
the car?
Red lights, traffic.
Before you
slow
got in the
driving.
car,
Oh.
like you're running late, what
You
happens?
forget something?
You forget something because you're in a rush.
Kids won't put their shoes on.
Kids won't get their shoes on or brush their hair, you're
Can't
fighting
find-
with them,
Can't find your keys.
can't find your keys.
Decided to sleep an extra 15 minutes.
Yeah, because you snooze, right? Yeah. Okay. So then you get in your car, back out of the driveway and get going. Now what happens?
No gas.
Yeah, oh, forgot to get gas yesterday. I'm hitting every single red light.
Yeah.
Cell
Not
phone
only
is still
that,
at
but
the
I'm
house.
behind the slowest drivers known to mankind. Yeah? Why do you think this is?
You're crafting it.
How?
It's the energy you're creating.
You're paying attention to I don't have enough time. So what do you think my result's gonna be?
You won't have enough time.
More not having enough time. I mean, have you ever experienced something that's opposite?
Yeah.
Like you were so focused on the end result and you just knew it was gonna happen that it unfolded effortlessly with anything. Like play with this a little bit. If you gotta go to the store later today, start right now envisioning pulling up to the store and the front row parking spot is open and available just for you. And you're like, oh, this is so great because it's hot outside and I hate parking at the end, right?
I actually do that probably 3 or 4 times a week. Like I'll pull in and it's busy, and like I just shift, I'm like, okay, time to source a spot.
Yeah.
Like you go around and it's right there.
Have you ever been thinking of somebody and the next thing you know they're calling you? Has that ever happened? Oh, it's just a coincidence. Just a happenstance, right? So, energy flows where attention goes. You might want to create a vision and set up some goals so you can focus on that and pay attention to it. Because you're investing your energy. It must grow, expand, and multiply. If you think so. Yeah? Okay. Any other things on goals?
The language piece, I think, is huge. Because like in our meetings, we've talked about, a lot of people talk about weight. I want to lose. And then what happens when you lose something? Fine.
Yeah.
And then I think relationships, a lot of people say, I want a fun partner. But what is fun? How do you describe that? Because fun to one person can be toxic, where I love to get arrested and get, like bar fights.
Sure.
You know, I like to drink and I get crazy. That could be their environment, which is totally different than your environment.
Stop talking about her like that.
But,
Yeah.
but I think that that's a huge piece where when I write goals, sometimes I catch myself maybe setting a limit or not being specific enough to where, like you said, careful what you wish for, and that's what it turns into being, is something like totally opposite of what you were thinking, but you still get it.
Yeah, you still got what you were asking for, didn't you?
Yeah,
Like, oh damn, I wish I was more specific.
yeah.
Well, if you have that point of reference and you know this now, might you want to do this with consciously, deliberately, intentionally creating your life?
Oh yeah.
What do you got to lose by doing this? Really? What are you giving away?
Your old self.
Your old self?
Nothing at all.
An hour of time? What do you got to gain? It's all upside. Okay. You guys ready to move on, talk business?
Yep.
You know what you came here for? All right. Most of the Facebook people went away. Now we're talking about business. So again, I'm bringing this up because I want to make sure you have a fresh perspective, a different way of looking at things, so you'll actually get into action. Oh, weird. Okay. So, I've been licensed now. Next month will be 17 years. I know, right? Started when I was 5. She didn't even chuckle. She just shook her head like, Jesus, guy. Okay. Mr. Cross been in. Anybody else been in like since before the boom of 2005?
In and out.
In and out? Yeah. So, along the way, before the boom, here after the crash, and then the short sales and the REOs and everything going on now, like, can we agree that the real estate market is cyclical?
Yep.
We even have an advisory for it. Market goes up, market goes down, goes sideways, there's all kinds of things, right? It's the nature of a market. So, If the market goes up, should your income?
Most likely.
Most likely. Well, then you'd have to agree the law of polarity says if the market goes down, what happens to your income?
Goes down.
Goes down. What do you think has been happening to a lot of agents, the majority of agents out there right now in the last 90 days?
Going down.
Do you think their income has gone up or down?
Down.
Down. Did you know that at least us Libertas agents are doing more production now than ever before? How is that?
We just go about our day like it is. I mean, we just find business.
Here's the deal. You create your own economy. It's not dependent upon what's going on out there. If it was, wouldn't you be a nervous wreck day by day?
Yeah.
Stressed that somebody else is determining what I get to make? That sounds like hell. So we believe you create your own economy. So here's one way to support you with that. What I've noticed, because I had to recreate my business like 3 different times along the way. I didn't have a coach, I didn't feel smart. All I knew how to do was work really hard. That didn't give me great results, by the way. But I survived, made it through these ups and downs. So if you look at the page here, what I say is your business should be like a 3-legged stool. Meaning, a leg is a source of leads coming into your business. So if you take a stool top, how many legs must that stool top have in order for it to be supported on its own without any external support?
Minimum of 3.
A minimum of 3. So your business should have 3 different sources of leads coming in. Got it? Now, to go a little further on that, each leg should be worth to you a minimum of $100,000 a year in revenue. Got it? So 3 legs, how much money should you be earning minimum? $300,000. Let's say the market crashes. Your business is cut in half. If you can't live off $150,000 a year, you've got a problem. Yeah? Could you manage on 150? You might have to cut back some things. You know, like get rid of the landscaper, your pool guy, maybe your housekeeper. I know.
$20,000 watch.
It gets rough. Like, personal chef? No. Okay. So yeah, you might have to scale back some things, but you're definitely going to survive. And because now you have an incredible state of beingness and a new personality that created that 300,000, might you start to see shifting happen before it actually does? Might you adjust your sales for the new wind? Might you elevate your consciousness and grow through that situation called a shift in the market? And get not back to 300, but an increase? You realize, yes, that when a market shifts, and I don't care what it is, that shift where people lose everything, where does that money go?
Someone else.
To somebody else. It doesn't disappear into thin air. It's a transfer of wealth. Where does it transfer to?
The already wealthy.
Not necessarily. It transfers to the people that are paying attention to themselves and the reality they're creating and what's going on in that environment. They're paying attention and they're adjusting along the way. They're not stuck in position and asleep at the wheel. So they can take advantage of those downturns and the upsides. Yeah? Okay. So, 3 legs to your business, each leg worth $100,000 a year minimum. Got it? So what were your legs going to be? I filled in number 1 for you. You're welcome. It's database. So we're going to talk about that. But what about leg 2 and 3? What could that be?
Social media.
You guys going to stand up, shake your ass,
Door
some
knocking.
coffee?
Door
Door
knocking,
knocking.
open houses. Yeah.
Here's my advice when you're picking legs. Know yourself. Oh, that's wise. Here's what I mean. Let's take... Is everybody familiar with the DISC personality profile?
Yeah.
D-I-S-C, right? D is kind of more dominant, direct, meat and potatoes, get to the point. I is the life of the party. They can make friends with a rock. They just love people. Strangers are great in their world. Where are my eyes? Weirdos. Okay. It's a joke. The S is a supporter. You know, they're the nurturer. They like to make sure everyone's okay. Put them first, I'll take care of me later. Yeah. The C is the calculator, the analytical people. You know, they like spreadsheets and want to do all their homework first, research. And then when they come up with that spreadsheet, they're going to create a spreadsheet for that spreadsheet before they make a decision. You know anyone like that? If you're married to one? Okay. So when you know your personality, might you want to pick an activity that's in alignment with your personality?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll give you an example. I'm a very high D. Like if we were to rank this, I'd probably land over here. Okay. So, I know, it's sad. Do you think I would like to do open houses? Why not?
You have to talk to people.
Because I have to talk to people. But more specifically, who do I have to talk to? Strangers. Stranger danger? Oh. So in my 17 years, I've done a grand total of 3 open houses. 3. And here's why. My thought was, I'm here waiting for people to come to the door so that I could build a relationship to secure them as a client. But how I feel is uncomfortable. I feel inauthentic. I feel fake to put on a fake smile and shoot the breeze, try to build some rapport through some tactics to secure them as a client. So I'm thinking like, this is dumb, I don't know why I'm doing this isn't fun, I'm just sitting here, and I feel inauthentic. How do you think I behaved?
Disinterested.
Disinterested.
Awkward.
Awkward. What kind of results do you think I produced? Crushed it. No. No. I created usually the result of nobody coming through the door. Because did I really want them to? Oh, strange. So, know yourself and pick some activities that would be in alignment with that. So as a high D, since I don't like, stranger danger. Shouldn't shake your head yet. Okay. It's the one-liner. Anyways, since I really don't like the stranger thing, right? I like to just get to the point. Who would I like to deal with?
Other dominant people.
Yeah. So like investors, where there's no emotion involved, it's a business decision, yes, no. Do the numbers work? Yes, we're moving forward. They don't care about the paint, the landscaping, like it can all be changed. Factor that in, it's a deal, we're moving forward. So I can get on the phone and cold call sellers, no problem. Because it's in line with my personality. Now some of you think of cold calling and literally freak out. Don't do it. It's okay. You don't have to be excellent at every single way to make money in this business. Just the ones that resonate with you. Here's why. When it resonates with you, it could be, it's a dirty F word.
Fun.
Fun. And if it's fun, you think it's fun, it feels fun, how do you think you might behave? Like you're having fun. As within and so without, what do you think you're going to create? Might you attract some clients that you like, and they are fun. You follow me? So I'm not here to tell you you've got to do one thing or another other than your database, because you'd be a fool not to. And when I get done explaining to you, you're like, oh my gosh, I see what he's saying now. Okay? So, if you haven't done the DISC personality profile, there's plenty of them online. Take probably 15-20 minutes. You get your results, and it'll tell you typically some things about your personality, and then go match that up with something you like to do. So if you like cooking and wine, and you're an I, and you like people, you could go to something like meetup.com. It's not a dating site. And they have plenty of clubs that you can join for free for most of them. And you can go do those kinds of things with new people, make new friends, build relationships. Yes? But to some people that sounds like a lot of fun. Are you with me? Good. See, they laughed. They should have checked out. Okay. Any questions on legs? Nope. Okay, let's move on. Go to flip the page. So let's talk about your database. Here's what I recommend. The rule of thumb is 100 relationships in your database. That is the goal. And many other real estate trainers will say you've got to have a couple thousand contacts. How do you effectively market to a couple thousand people? You know, and be able to afford it.
Or stay sane. Like trying to contact every one of them throughout the month is gonna be hard enough. It's
I don't know
gotta
how
keep
you do
busy,
that.
yeah,
Like if you had 2,500 contacts in a database, how could you effectively market to them?
you can.
Email?
Yeah, just email.
Text blast? That'd all be generic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think your impact is going to be, your effectiveness?
Generic.
Very low, very low. So what if you had 100 relationships and a plan of action, daily, monthly, on recurring activities to make massive emotional impacts on those people? Do you think you might produce a bigger, better desired result?
Yes.
This means yes. Cool. So that's what we're going to talk about. So the goal is to create a database of 100 relationships, not contacts, relationships. And you're going to foster those relationships and grow them and strengthen them. That's how you create a business of repeat and referral. It's the best kind of business there is, and it's the least expensive. I mean, think about it. If I were to say, hey, I got 2 leads for you, but you can only pick one, and I guarantee you they're going to close. So you can't go wrong. One is a cold internet lead you've never met, you just have their contact information. The other is a referral from a friend of yours. Which one do you think you'd want to work with? There's no wrong answer.
Referral.
The referral? Why?
Because you already have that relationship with the person. And so it's kind of like an icebreaker.
Might you already have some built-in like trust or their confidence in you because you came so highly recommended? This means yes.
Yes.
So you'd want that kind of business?
Yes.
So do you want to learn how to create it?
Yes.
Good, pay attention. That's what the rest of this is going to be about. How to do just that with very little money and massive amount of impact. And this is not theory, ladies and gentlemen. It's tried and true, and people are already using this and having massive success. Got it? Okay, so let's see. First thing to do is get your database together. You got to get all those contacts and put them in somewhere. I don't care if it's an Excel spreadsheet. For you Libertas people, we have LionDesk. You're welcome. But you got to put them in there. Now, here's the rub. When you have all these people to contact, what do you think you got to do?
Contact.
Contact them. There's where I lose the room. You must call them and talk to them. All 100. But here's the deal. I will guarantee you at least minimum 1 escrow if you talk to all 100 of those people. Guaranteed. Never fails. But do you know how many agents actually call all 100 and talk to them? Very few. So there was this lady that came to me before Libertas when I had the Thorstad team. I assigned her with that task. Go call your 100. And I knew that if she did, she'd get an escrow, right? So she came back and I said, how the calls go? She's like, pretty good. Which tells me she didn't get an escrow, right? So she didn't get an escrow, what does that tell me? She didn't call them all. So I just simply asked, so who didn't you call? Oh, well, Justin, so you don't understand. See, my uncle is like sophisticated real estate investor. He's got lots of properties, and he knows a lot of agents already. He's got relationships. I'm brand new in the business. Like, why would he refer me business? Cool story. So we're done until you go call him. So she calls him up. Hey, uncle, it's me. By the way, I'm going to give you a script. If you or someone you knew were looking to buy some real estate, would you recommend me? And what do you think happened? Her worst fears were realized. Oh, geez, you know, it's just that you're new, and if I were to refer somebody to you, like, I don't want anyone to drop the ball or them get, yeah? And plus, like, I already have a lot of agents' relationships, and, you know, I want to honor those, right? Is this all valid? Yeah. However, her being quick on her feet, she's like, I understand all that and I can appreciate and respect it. But I am working with a coach and mentor who will hold me by the hand, so nothing's gonna fall through the cracks. They're experienced, they're experts, they got me. And you live over there, I live way down here. If you knew anyone down here, then would you be comfortable? Because you know, all the agent relationships you have are over there. He's like, you got a good point. Yeah, I would. In fact, call this guy. So she goes to that guy's house for a listing appointment. Come to find out, she didn't list the property. He wanted too much money, wouldn't have been worth listing it. But while she was there, that guy, that seller, had an electrician working on the house. He overheard the whole conversation. So as soon as she was done, getting ready to walk away, he's like, hey, do you sell apartment complexes? Now mind you, to that date, she had done a grand total of 3 rentals. Never wrote a purchase contract, never took a listing. So when this man asks her, do you sell apartment complex, what do you think she said?
Yep.
Of course I do. So they went and looked at the property, called me, gave her some coaching. She ended up writing a contract to buy the property, and she sold the contract to an investor for $56,000. What's your annual income goal? I bet that's a nice chunk of it. All from one phone call. But wait, there's more. So, that same guy that she went in a listing appointment that didn't sell, didn't list, he eventually listed it, it didn't sell. But he listed 4 other pieces of property with her. And I still haven't asked how much she made by that, but I'm going to say it was at least 20 to 30,000. So let's go low and say 20,000. 20,000 plus the wholesale deal of how much? 56,000? $76,000 within 1 year from one phone call. So the next natural question I have for you is, who's in your database? And what stories are you making up to keep you safe from not calling them? Because it's just a bunch of BS. The question becomes, will you call them? This means yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So when you call them, what do you say? Because you know, maybe some of these people you haven't spoken to in a couple of years, yeah? So do you feel a little awkward calling them and asking them for business?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what if we just address it? So you call them up, ring ring. Hey Nathan, it's Justin Thorstad. How you doing?
Good.
He's like, why are you calling me? We haven't talked in 3 years.
Who are you again?
Yeah, who are you? He'll know. He'll remember me. Oh. So when you call, can you just say and address, hey listen, I know we haven't talked in like what, 3 years? Yeah, it's been a while. Great. I just want you to know, I'm calling you today for 2 reasons. One is, I realize we haven't talked in 3 years, and I'd like to catch up. By the way, if you feel bad about not calling them for so long, when's the last time they called you? It works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So can you get over your stuff? Okay, so I'm calling because it's been like 3 years and we haven't connected, and I'd really love to know, like, what's new? How's life? And I got a couple questions for you. So where would you like to start? Let them decide. Do not do this. Hey Nathan, it's Justin, da, da, da. Hey, how's life? And we talk for 30 minutes catching up. And then I say, oh, by the way, if you were someone you knew, why do you think that would be a problem? And use your thinking.
He's going to think that was the only reason you called.
Yes. So the whole last 30 minutes was what?
Waste of his time.
Inauthentic. Is that improving the relationship or making it worse? Worse. Got it? So address the elephant in the room. We haven't talked in forever. I want to catch up. But I also have some questions. What do you want to start with? 9 times out of 10, curiosity kills the cat. He's gonna be like, what's the questions? Oh, okay, great. So if you or someone you knew were looking to buy or sell real estate, would you be comfortable referring me? And I promise you, I'll never ask you again. I just realized I've never asked you. Is that easy enough? Here's what I didn't say. Do you know anybody looking to buy or sell? didn't say that. I said, would you be comfortable recommending me? Now brace yourself. They might say no. And then that means you're just a horrible human being, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Might he say no because his brother, cousin, whoever got their license, and he feels obligated to use them? And would that be valid? So what do you do, delete them? Hey, I can appreciate you have that relationship, and I would do the same thing. But let me ask you, are they full-time, part-time? What part of the valley do they work? Can I be your backup? Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I took inventory of how many of our agents have asked that one question, can I be your backup? And they've produced listings and escrows from it. Dozens. Dozens. Just because they say no, doesn't mean they don't like you. And maybe they feel obligated to go somewhere else. But let me ask you a question. What if that person's on vacation? You know, to the Maldives or St. Lucia for 20 days. And they got a coworker that's got to move now. Sorry, my agent's out of town. No, I got a backup. Are you with me? Maybe they refer someone to that agent after our phone call. And the person they referred to the agent calls back and says, hey man, that agent didn't answer my call, unresponsive, da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to refer them again. Thank God I have Justin as my backup. You seeing this? I want you to look at the big picture here. Don't stop at no. No doesn't mean no forever. It means no right now. Got it? I'll give you an example. One of the open houses of the 3 that I did, these 2 ladies came through. They wanted to look at the house and use it as a comparable to know what their house was worth. Got it? So they said, can you come over and take a look and tell us how much it's worth? We want to move. Sure. Go over there. They were upside down. They over-improved. But I popped them in my database. 8 years later, I finally sold their house. But they were good for at least a referral a year. I received 8 transactions from those ladies over the course of 8 years before I listed their house. It's about relationships. It's about staying in touch. It's about taking a genuine interest and care in people. When you have a service attitude, people respond really well to that, if it's genuine. If you're looking for, oh man, I gotta hit my goals, or I'm broke, I need money, people know that too. I mean, has anyone ever bought a car before? Yeah. From a dealership? How'd that go? Real enjoyable? You recommend it? You do it again?
I like to play bad cop, so it is kind of fun.
Yeah, well you're weird, but.
The Tesla was easy.
You guys know what I'm talking about, yes? Now what if you had someone that you knew, loved, and trusted to buy cars from? Next time you think about buying a car, somebody's thinking about buying a car, what would you do? Boom, that's my person. You with me? Okay, so 100 relationships in your database. Now, here's the rule. You are not allowed to put that contact, that relationship, in your database until you've talked to them. Here's why. You guys are really sly and slippery. So what you're going to do is you're going to spend weeks inputting data in your database until it's perfect and shiny and beautiful. And you won't make a single call until you're done with that. But here's the really interesting thing. The data never gets complete, which means you never make the calls. But you got a pretty database that's worthless. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Anyone brave enough? Yeah. A couple like, okay. So you know, yeah, not making this up. So call them, and then guess what? When all you have is a name and phone number and you call them, now what can you get after you ask your questions? Email address, birthday, yeah, you with me? You have complete information to put in the database. So when you're done calling all those 100 people, guess what? You have a complete database. Ta-da! And at least one escrow. You're welcome. That was pretty great, come on. Flat crowd today. Okay, or I'm just not funny. That's okay too.
So in this script, as a new agent, like, obviously, I mean, some people are gonna say, oh yeah, I would recommend just because they know me as a person.
Yeah.
But for those who are maybe a little bit further outside of my inner circle, who maybe would not be so confident, what would you recommend that I say to that?
Well,
Like, well, you're kind of new, you know.
So do you know where you're going for a brokerage and how that's gonna work and support and serve you?
Yes,
So you're gonna have a mentor, like hold you by the hand?
yes.
So like the other lady that was brand new, could you say, because if they tell you like, well, I don't know if I'm comfortable because you're brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can appreciate that and thank you for being honest with me.
Yeah,
However, I'm working with a mentor that's gonna hold me by the hand through every step of the process.
Gotcha.
So whoever you refer me is not only getting me, and since I am new, I don't have a ton of clients where all my energy is focused on all of them. I'm gonna be solely focused on you, your people, and their needs. And my mentor is gonna be guiding me through the process, so you really get two agents.
Perfect.
And is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, totally. So can you say that with confidence?
Yes.
Because it's not just blowing smoke, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you write that down. Okay.
To kind of tap into that, because I'm fairly new to the license world,
Mhm.
so I kind of had that same thought process too, and like looking at my databases, like I know this person has a brother that's a successful agent, but then once I started talking to people, like, you know what, I don't have anybody that knows Spanish, or maybe I don't have anybody who's open and willing to work with different price ranges. Everybody else I know focused on 400 plus, they only work on the west side instead of like being flexible to look at all areas, those types of things. So I think once you have those conversations, you'll start hearing that they do know somebody, but then it opens doors, like everybody else is set on where they want to be instead of just being open-minded to take whatever.
My second sale, his aunt has been a realtor for 20 years, but he finds her annoying, so he didn't want to use her.
I had a lady that used me and her mom was an agent, but her mom was overbearing and she didn't want to deal with that. But I also, when I made those calls, had someone tell me, no, I have a friend that I would use. Cool, like, that says nothing about me.
Right.
And can I be your backup? Okay, is everyone good with question number one? All right. Question number two, would you be interested in my monthly market snapshot email? This will help you keep a pulse on what's going on in your neighborhood or community. Well, I don't know, I'm not interested in selling right now. Oh, no, I can understand that. However, some people just like to be kept up to date once a month with what is going on in your neighborhood. You know, what's available for sale, what's under contract, and what's sold over the last 30 days. Only if it be of interest to you. Because if it's not an item of value and they don't want it, like, don't take it personally. But some people will really like that information. And you're already paying for the MLS, right? So you can go in there, create a search for their community, set them up on an auto subscription so it emails them once a month with all that data. You set it up and it runs forever until they die or unsubscribe. It's free marketing. You're touching them once a month. We're going to touch them a lot more than that, but it's something. It's automated and you're already paying for your dues. Yes? Why wouldn't you do this? Okay. I like a little gift there. Okay. Question number three. When is your birthday?
April 20th.
So you write that down. Okay. This is a big one, and we're going to get into some marketing with this. Your last birthday. Did anybody that wasn't family come by your house and bring you a little personalized birthday gift? Nobody? What if you were to do that with like your top 25 relationships? What if you got their kids' birthdays? What if they don't have kids but they have fur babies? And you got Fluffy's birthday and you brought over a little bag of like dog treats on Fluffy's birthday. Do you think you're in like Flynn? Like, did you just make an impact? And does it feel good to do that?
Yes.
Everybody wins. So, yes?
Yep.
So like, if you knew me, you would know that I like nice cigars. I like the Monte Cristo White Series. Should write that down. August 21st. In all seriousness, it's like a $10 to $12 cigar. If I wasn't an agent and I was in your database, and on my birthday, you came by and dropped off my favorite cigar, how do you think I feel?
Pretty good.
Yeah, why?
He just smoked your favorite cigar.
Yeah, like, you cared enough about me, not only to bring me a birthday gift, but it's something that I really like and enjoy. And only people that know me would know that. Did you just make a large emotional impact on me?
Yep.
How long do you think I'm going to remember that?
Forever.
Forever.
At least 2 weeks. Right? I mean, think about it. So for 2 weeks, I'm thinking about this, and I'm in my job, and Larry, my coworker's like, hey, we're thinking of selling our house. Do you know anybody? Boom. You gotta call Nathan, because he's the one who brought me the cigar. Yes?
Yep.
You want referral business? Get invested in the relationship. Care. Come from service. Got it? And follow through, follow up, be of value. Create desired results for your clients too. That always helps. Okay. Number 4. So for those of you that do not have 100 relationships and you want to get there, here's how you can do it. So pay attention. I'm expanding my professional network. What other professionals or service providers do you know that you think I should know? Like, who do you love and rave about? Anybody. Pool guy, landscaper, handyman, painter, contractor, doesn't matter. Dentist, doctor, attorney, CPA, I don't care. Who do you got? So ladies and gentlemen, do you think you're going to have some clientele that might ask you for referrals for those kinds of things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Might you want to have a list?
Oh,
Now, as you have the pool guy, the handyman, the painter, what do they do all day long?
yeah.
Service people.
They meet with people, typically homeowners. Do you think they come across people that have to buy or sell?
Yep.
Yeah. So, you call up Mr. or Mrs. Smith. It's been 3 years since we talked. I want to catch up, but I also have questions. Where do you want to start? Questions. I ask my questions. We're good to go. We catch up. Oh, my question was, who do you know that I should know? And he goes, oh my God, you got to call Joe, my pool guy. He's the best. He's honest. He's reliable. He's friendly. You're going to love him. Cool. I get Joe's, the pool guy's information. So I call Joe and say, what?
Same thing.
If you or someone you knew were looking to... No, in all seriousness, you can just say, hey, we have a mutual friend, Nathan, and I'm looking for a pool guy. He told me to call you. Do you currently have any relationships with other realtors that you refer business to? No, I don't. Great. Now you might want to meet Joe, vet him, make sure it's someone you want to recommend. Yes? So could you go meet him for a cup of coffee? Lunch? Why not, right? And then when you meet him for coffee, you can hand him a stack of your business cards, right?
Nope.
Don't you dare.
Get a stack of his.
No. Here's the deal. And by the way, if you called 50 of your relationships and every one of those gave you someone to call, how many people do you have now?
50 more.
50 more. 50 and 50 is?
100.
100. Ta-da! There's your 100 relationships. And 50 of them deal with homeowners all day long, typically. Yeah? Or people that might need real estate services. So, when you meet Joe the pool guy for coffee, to make sure you want to work with each other, right? Do not take business cards, and don't take his business cards. You're going to train each one of these people how to send and receive referrals. So, Joe, when you're at Mr. and Mrs. Smith's house and you're cleaning the pool, and they come down and they're like, hey Joe, we're so sorry, but we're going to sell the house. And that the new house we buy, I don't know if it's going to have a pool, so I'm not sure if we're going to need your services anymore, and I just want to let you know as soon as possible. And Joe goes, you got an agent? And they say, no. He says, oh my God, you got to call Justin. He's the greatest agent that I know. What's the best time for me to have Justin give you a call? Oh, well, you know, we're home any day after 5, so today after 5 would be great. So Joe calls me and says, hey, call Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They're thinking of selling. Here's the number. Call them after 5 o'clock today. Do you think I'm going to call?
Yeah.
Duh. Right? So, same thing. Joe the pool guy. When I have a buyer, and they're buying a house with a pool, I'm going to ask them, do you want pool service? Because I got a great guy. And they say, yes, great. What's the best time for me to have Joe give you a call? So Joe, I'm going to call you and let you know that information, and then you let me know if you can call or not. So now what's the likelihood that I'm going to connect with that referral and Joe's going to connect with that referral? Versus, oh here, call my guy, here's a card. Got it? Burn the business cards. If you think handing your business card is going to get a call back, you're sorely mistaken. It's like a get out of jail free card. It means I don't have to ask you for your information. So I get to be what? Safe. Because you can't reject me, because you asked me for my card. You weren't going to call anyways, because you wanted to be safe and not tell me no. You see the BS?
Yes.
Yep.
So instead of giving them a card, you know what, I'm fresh out. I'll tell you what, why don't you give me your number and I'll text you my contact. Oh, I'm not comfortable with that. Then why'd you need a card? Or if they give it to you, now you've got the information. And you're going to text them your contact right now so you know if the phone number's good.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You with me? Okay. Cool. Any other questions on those questions? Moving on. All right. So when you get off the phone, making one of those calls, follow up and follow through immediately. So, for example, if they said they wanted your monthly market snapshot email, set it up. Don't keep making calls. Because if you do, and you forget to set that up, and the next day comes, and then you got an escrow that's falling apart, and there's a fire, and I got to go deal with that, and you forget to set it up again a second day, now how do they feel about your follow-up and follow-through? Are you reliable?
Doesn't seem that way.
No. So if I refer you somebody that's, somebody I love, a family member, am I confident in your ability that you're going to follow up and take care of them?
Nope.
Probably not. Always follow up and follow through immediately. Then go make the next call. Put them in your database. Put the birthday in there so you get an alert. Got it? Finish it, then move on to the next task. That's really good advice, people. Execute completely before you move on. Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Cool. All right. So, when you get your 100 relationships, the next thing I want you to do is extract your top 25 of those relationships. So, who do you think is going to make it to the top 25? What's your criteria?
People that are actually going to refer you or have referred you.
People that have referred you or are most likely. Got it? So, with those top 25, we're going to do a set of marketing with them that we're not going to do with the other 75. Because we're going to give our best to our best. Yes? Okay.
The other thing I would say about the top 25, there's some people who are just, they have that networker, connector personality, like they love making introductions. And I've gotten referrals through those kind of people, even though I didn't necessarily have a close relationship with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So people are most likely to refer you.
$500,000 list.
That's horrible, I'm sorry. Okay, so can I have those, the other handouts?
Calendar?
Calendar, please. Okay, so remember I said I'm going to give you an annual marketing plan? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, what I didn't say is, if you follow this plan exactly, I don't know how you would earn less than $100,000 a year just from this. Got it? Okay, well, yeah, I don't really need them all, but. You want one?
Yes.
Cool. Here, tell you what, we'll just grab one, pass them around. Okay, so this is the $100,000 a year action plan that we're going to spend a grand total of 5 minutes on. And here's why. It's so simple, it's easily overlooked. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to fast forward. Let's just take a look at June, since we're almost there. We're not going to go over this month by month, because what you'll notice is every month it's the same exact activities. The only thing different is I'm telling you on what days to do what. So let's just go over next month. So if you look, every Wednesday, FB video. What is that? Facebook. Okay, so who are my people that don't like to do videos? It's okay, to be honest. Why not? Why don't you like doing videos?
I think I don't look like I really do.
So you don't like the way you look on video? Who doesn't like the way they sound on video? Come on.
Got it, right.
You realize that's how you look and sound. And yet people still like you.
That's questionable.
Yeah. I wasn't speaking from I meant them, you know.
Maybe the topic. That's where I get hung up on.
The topic.
What am I gonna talk about?
Okay. So you're okay being on camera, but just what's the content?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm going to take away your ammo here, your excuses, your rehearsed lies. That's what an excuse is. It's a rehearsed lie. Come on now.
Brutal today, jeez.
Well, I'm just honest. Brutal, honest, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you remember you called your database and you asked them for what?
Email address, birthday,
What else?
kid's birthday.
Uh-huh.
If
So
they'll-
they know.
Who do they know? And they gave you somebody. Joe the pool guy, right? Content. So hey Joe, what I'd like to do is a quick little video of the two of us having a conversation. Maybe up to 2 minutes. And I just have 3 questions for you. What sets you apart from your competition? Why should people call you? What part of the value do you service? And what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? Quick, simple. People don't like to watch long videos or sit on a, 2.5 hour Facebook Live. 2 minutes. So you make the video, you post it on your page, you tag Joe the pool guy, now all his people see it, and all your people see Joe. Do you think he's excited and happy and grateful for that?
Yes.
Duh. Are you happy and grateful for Joe for giving you content for a video?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever receive a gift unexpectedly from somebody?
Yeah.
Did you feel compelled to reciprocate? Ta-da! So I just gave you, in essence, 50 videos. If you did one a week, that's practically a year and you can take 2 weeks off. You're welcome.
Yeah. Come to think, because now I realize I have a missed opportunity. I had an AC repair guy that's in my network come and service it for my listing, service the AC. And we were having a good conversation during the whole time.
You could have just been shooting the breeze like, hey, I'm here with my guy.
Just having fun, yeah.
And then post, done for the week. So, any other excuses?
Oh no,
Oh, you're good to go then? So you're going to start making videos when?
every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, okay, great. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't have to be Wednesday, but my advice is this. Pick a day of the week and a time of that day you will make the post. And then be super consistent. Does anybody watch the Age and Evolution show? When do I post?
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Before 8:30, always, always. It's consistent. I post before, but never later than 8:30. Consistency. So here's the deal. If you're going to make a video and you post it, and the next week post it, and then you take a week off. And then you post a video and you take a week off. And then you post a video and another video, and then you take a week off. What are you communicating to people?
You're unreliable.
You're reliable. You're inconsistent. Do I trust you? Maybe not completely. So if you're going to start, commit to yourself that you're going to complete it and you're going to do it every single week. Got it? You're going to take a vacation, you don't want to do a video? Great. The week before, do 2 videos. You're on vacation, post it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on Facebook videos? No questions, Annika? All right, the next event, Monday the 15th. What's that say?
Send Father's Day cards.
Send Father's Day cards. Ah. Who are the fathers in here? When was the last time you got a Father's Day card besides from your honey, ex-honey, or kids? Never?
Insurance agent.
Insurance agent? So here's the deal. You people on Facebook won't be able to see this, but you all will. Every single month, your top 100 relationships are getting a card from you from the heart. There's 2 ways to market. One is from the heart, and one is from your art, your craft. So you can send out newsletters with market stats, and that's not bad, but that's from your art. If you want to build a relationship, you got to market from the heart. So when you send out that card, it doesn't say anything about you being a realtor. You don't slip your card in there. It's personal. Got it? All right. Now, there's different ways you can get these cards. If you want something that's automated, systematic, it's a little more expensive. You can do something like sendoutcards.com. You've got thousands of cards, you can make your own. You upload your database, you pay money, and it goes. Again, it's the most expensive method. There's also a company called notecardcafe.com. Those are 23 cents, 26 cents, 26 cents a piece. Driggs Title does them for 13 cents a piece. So if you're doing 100, how much does it cost you?
$13.
$13, right? Okay, so the card is 13 cents a piece. How much is postage? 55. So, how much money are we spending a month on monthly mailings? $68. If you do this every single month to the same 100 people over the course of 12 months, you will average 12 transactions.
Not a bad ROI.
What's your average sale price?
368.
$368, that's high. Congratulations. Huh?
250.
250. What's 3% of 250? 7,500. Thank you. Okay, so calculator time. 12 deals times 7,500 is what?
90.
90,000. How much did you spend? $68 a month times 12 months is what?
$816.
816?
Yep.
You spent $816 to make 90,000. How you doing?
Surviving.
Barely getting by. Any questions? Good, moving on.
Like, where else can you make that kind of return?
Most people don't make that in a year, and you did it by sending out cards. If you don't do this, I failed you miserably, because I don't know what part you didn't understand. Are there any questions, other than you questioning if you believe it or not? You might want to borrow my belief,
It works.
because it's already proven. My last year selling, my database was not 100 people. It was 87. What I'm going to share with you guys, we're not even done yet, I didn't even do all of this. And I had 21 transactions from those 87 people. So the rule of thumb is, you should, if you follow this plan, convert 20% of the amount of your database in transactions. So if you have 100 relationships, how many transactions a year if you follow my plan exactly? 20. What's your average price times 20 deals? That's how much money you can earn just from this alone. The question is, will you do it? Well, I don't know. What belief do you have that'll drive that behavior? Got it? Okay. Next item on here. If you look at Friday the 19th and Saturday the 20th, what does that say?
Popeyes.
Popeye. So this is something I learned from Brian Buffini. Popeye gifts. So remember that top 25 you have? Those top 25 are the ones that are going to get your Popeye gifts every single month. But again, just like the Facebook videos, if you're going to decide to do Popeyes, you must be super consistent. Do not show up one month and hand out a gift, and then next month you do it again, and then you miss a month. And then you make it the next month, and you miss 2 months. You're showing people that you're unreliable, unpredictable, and therefore I don't have trust, faith, and confidence in you. Do it every single month. So, the rule of thumb for Popeyes is, your budget is $1 per Popeye. You're like, what in the hell am I going to buy for $1? You'd be surprised. We've gotten Popeyes as low as 25 cents a piece before. If you get creative, you'll blow your mind. There's Facebook groups on Popeyes. There's Pinterest things. Like, you can go crazy. But I will tell you this. If you are consistent with the same 25 people every single month for 12 months, you will average 12 transactions, one a month. It may not pan out that way, but you will average one a month over the course of a year. So if Popeyes are $1 a piece, that means we're spending $25 a month, yes? That's $300 a year? You guys with me? If your brain is dead because your butt's flat, stand up. I would pay attention to this. Do whatever you gotta do. $300 a year. 12 transactions at your average of 250 is another 90,000, isn't it?
Yep.
So now we are at an earning of $180,000 a year. And what have we done? Once a month we send out a card to our top 100, and once a month we go stop by and talk to our top 25 with a little gift. And best of all, every single month we are spending $93 to earn $180,000. If you don't have $93 to spend a month, please come talk to me. Because, you know, we'll kill your Starbucks habit, kill your cable for at least 90 days so you can put this into action, start making some money, and then you can buy back the cable. We'll just redirect your spending if it's worth it to you. Are you with me? The only thing stopping you from doing this is your belief that you are worthy of having that result and you're capable to do it. Because there's other people doing this right now. Got it? Okay, we're almost done with this. By the way, so quick little story. Does anyone want to know, like, what do you hand out for a Popeye? Yeah. Is anybody curious? Cool. Here's my answer. It doesn't matter. I used to think that it did. It had to be quality, like expensive, nice to make an impact, right? So a number of years ago, when I just started the Thorstad team, I basically made my team members do this. And I made them do it because I would pay my assistant to come up with the Popeye idea and assemble them all. So all the agents had to do was pick up their 25 Popeyes and go hand them out. You'd think they would do it. So Father's Day, oddly enough, one of the agents like, hey, what do you want to do for the Father's Day Popeye? And I'm like, well, I don't know. She's like, well, I was at the dollar store and they had these barbecue spatulas. And so I bought one to show you. And I looked at it and I'm like, this is horrible. It looks like a cheap $1 barbecue spatula from the dollar store. There's no way I'm doing this. I'm not putting my name on that. And she's like, okay, smarty pants, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know, but I'll figure it out because I'm not doing that. So about 3 days before, I still didn't have any ideas. So I conceded and we went with the spatulas. I was so embarrassed to hand those out. It was the first time I'd ever paid my assistant to do it for me. I'm like, no way. 25 $1 dollar store barbecue spatulas. Within a week, I had 2 new listings from that. Would you like 2 new listings? So that experience taught me it doesn't matter what you hand out. What matters is they made the list, you brought them a gift, got some FaceTime, strengthened the relationship. Are you with me?
So when do you just say that you're coming by to see how they're doing and like, oh, I got you this stupid little gift too, like, you're not like, hey, here, I brought you this dollar spatula, how have you been?
So
You don't need to say like, yeah, you brought this piece of junk. No, you don't have to.
But I
What
mean,
matters is-
you realize it was a piece of junk. They are too.
They don't, maybe,
So-
but here's what's going to happen real quick. Here's what will happen, guaranteed. You'll be on Facebook after you do your Popeyes, and that person you pop by, maybe even a couple of them, posted a picture and put it on Facebook and tagged you. And then, worst of all, we usually do candy because you can buy that in bulk and it's cheap. Don't do chocolate because we live in the desert and it melts. I can't tell you how many texts I got of people going, my kids want to know when you're coming by this month. How do you buy that kind of marketing? $25 a month. You're always in the forefront of their mind. What are they going to bring next? What are they going to bring next? And you get FaceTime, the highest quality marketing there is, because you're building a relationship. So make sure these top 25 are people you actually like, because it's going to make a bigger impact. And might you enjoy doing it? If you enjoy doing it, might you be consistent? Is this making sense now? Do things in your business you love to do. Double down on your strengths, delegate your weaknesses. I would write that down. Delegate your weaknesses, double down on your strengths. Go all in there. Because if you do that really well, and you double down your strengths, and you create that work is now play, and you have fun, guess what? It's opportunity, and you get to show up. What is your state of being when you show up to that action? Really high. And you're going to be consistent because you enjoy it. And if you do that really well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to earn so much money that you're going to be able to pay for delegation. Are you with me? This is how you build a successful business. Create the business. Use that revenue to build. Use that revenue to get support, to do all the things you don't like to do. So you can stay in your lane, so you can stay in your bliss and have fun. And watch how business comes. Got it? Okay. Did you have something?
So, a year and a half in, I finally decided to knock on doors when I handed out my Popeyes last month. And, don't listen to Justin. So, I'm giving a little stupid American flag for Memorial Day to clients who I bought and sold their house with them last year. Like, they're young, they're very hip, very minimalistic type people. I know this stuff goes straight in the trash. It's just, they don't have crap in their house. And I hand him the flag. I'm like, hi Randy, I'm handing out flags today. Like, I'm handing him the flag, and he goes, oh, I always love your little gifts. And then I was able to give them 2 referrals to commercial real estate that they need from the conversation. And I'm like, okay, fuck, I have to do this every month now. So,
It works.
apparently he was right, which is annoying.
But you're so happy that I'm right.
I am.
What else might I be right about?
Oh, you're right about a lot of things.
Okay. Let's see. So if you look on Friday the 26th, you're actually going to have 2 mailings in June. That's not typical. But the reason you're having 2 mailings in June is because in July, it's the 4th, and you want the card to get there before the 4th. So for timing purposes, you got to send 2 mailings that month. So you're going to be doubling the expense. Another $68. If you need $68 to do your mailing, let me know. I'll help you. We'll figure it out. But don't worry, next month, July, you won't have a mailing. Yeah? Okay. If you look at the 21st, which is Father's Day, broadcast voicemail. So there's a service called Slide Broadcast where you can upload 100 phone numbers for $10. Slide, S-L-Y, broadcast. You upload those 100 numbers, you click a button, they call you, you record a message. Hey, it's Justin with Libertas Real Estate. So sorry I missed you. I just want to say I hope you and your family have a happy and safe Father's Day. Let me know if you need anything. Bye. Click. That voicemail goes right into their voicemail box without the phone ringing. You guys as agents probably receive a lot of those from title companies and things like this, yes? Yeah. So you know that. But typically you'll get quite a few callbacks. Hey, I didn't see my phone ring, but I got your voicemail. Ta-da! That's why it's Slide. Brooch. I got a chuckle from her. Did you see
I'm
that?
laughing at her laughing.
Oh, okay. Whatever, it's a laugh. Okay, so some people don't like this idea and don't want to do it because it doesn't resonate because it's inauthentic. Cool, don't do it. Then sit down and call all of them. That's the most effective way anyways. And it's free, you don't have to spend the $10. But if you don't have the time, this is a solution. So maybe you incorporate this and use it once a quarter, if not monthly because you don't like it. But if you don't have the time to make the calls, you still got to get it done. You with me? Maintain the relationship. So do it, don't do it. But if you don't do it, make sure you're calling them. Yeah? Okay. Last item on the calendar for the month. If you look at Wednesday the 24th, I just picked the last Wednesday of the month. Happy hour. So who do you invite? Your top 25. Pick some place that has a happy hour menu. You know, like a Macayo's, something like that. This doesn't have to be fancy and like it's happy hour. Give everybody a drink ticket or 2. Your budget for this should be $250. You're like, oh crap, you got me, $250 a month. Nope. Who do you think you might want to bring with you besides your top 25? Oh, good, your loan officer. And your loan officer is going to pitch in $50 because they get in front of your top people. If your loan officer doesn't want to break bread with your top 25 who send you referrals for $50 a month, you might want to get a new loan officer. Are you with me? Cool. How about your home warranty rep? What about your insurance agent? You know, your Farmers, your Allstate, whatever. Who else could you invite?
Inspector,
Inspector? Who else?
title company.
Title rep? Oh, I can say, title rep, excuse me, title rep. Whoever, right? Whoever's willing to play ball.
Pool
Maybe
guy.
your handyman, your pool guy. Yeah, who knows? $50. If you got,
Keep going, you're making money.
don't do that. I mean, I wouldn't feel clean, but you can, I suppose. You can get this whole thing paid for, so it costs you nothing. If you're breaking bread with your top 25 every single month, do you think you might be able to get an additional 6 leads a year? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so 6 at this math would be 45,000, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're earning $225,000 a year. And it's costing us $93 a month. And every month you send out a card, your top 100. You knock on your top 25's door every month with a little gift. And you go to happy hour. Oh, and you do some Facebook videos once a week. Tell me, how many hours a week are you working?
Less than 40.
Oh. If you're working 40 hours a week doing that, like, we've got some problems. It's a couple hours a month, isn't it? So, if you've never made that amount of money before, it may not fit what you believe about yourself or what you think you're capable of, which will drive a behavior called, that was a really cool class. So here's what I recommend you do. Take this to where you frequently work from, home, whatever. Unstaple it, and then put it on the wall month by month. Got it? Why?
So it's in front of you.
Because if it's not, out of sight,
I don't know.
out of mind. Oh, you already know this. So if you want to pay attention to it and go, okay, I'm going to do it. Make sure it's in front of you. So you have the opportunity to make that choice. So you don't forget. Got it? Okay. Any questions on any of this? Easy enough? Ladies and gentlemen, do not complicate this. Do not put your own spin on this. Follow it and follow it exactly. Once you've mastered it, now you can add your flair. Are we in agreement? Okay. So, go ahead and flip the page. Let's go to the last page here. Do you remember that super successful person that you thought of?
Yes.
Just means yes. I know, we're almost done. Hang in there. Can you contact them? Can anybody not? Like they're so famous you don't have their phone number? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you send them a Instagram, a Facebook message, something?
Sure.
Okay, great. So I want you to reach out and contact them today. Yeah.
I missed that part. You mean like Snoop Dogg or something like that?
Yeah, I came in a couple minutes late. So if you can think of the most successful person that you know, that you can think of, and ask them one question. What's your morning ritual? Because if they're that successful, I bet they have one. So do you know a good way to become successful?
Do what successful people do.
Model success. Well, you guys are fast. So you might want to ask that successful person, what do you do to cause you to be successful? Because I bet they have a strategy. So I've given you one, if you want. It's just ideas, suggestions, if you will. So, call them and ask them what their morning ritual is. If you get nothing else from this portion of the class, I hope it's this. daily gratitude. Daily gratitude. So what can you be grateful for? Oh, remember your vision? So here's the deal. If you look at the instructions, you can write out 10 things you're grateful for. 5 things that currently exist in your reality. So what exists in your reality that you can be grateful for?
So many things.
Such as?
I woke up today, I'm healthy.
I'm alive,
I have a family.
healthy, my
I have a
family.
roof over my head, I have food to eat, water to drink.
So your kids, your friends, yeah? Good. Now write out 5 things you're grateful for that don't exist, but you write them out as if they do. I'll give you an example. When I first learned about this, I thought, that sounds like a bunch of woo-woo hippie BS. But the guy that's telling me to do this has really good results, better than mine. So I'm going to borrow his belief and I'm going to do what he says. So I did. And at the time, I weighed 243 pounds. But I desired to be like under 200 because I thought, hey, if this works, if writing out gratitude every single day is going to help me get what I want, let's go big. So if I want to be under 200, I want 199 pounds. So I wrote it out every day. I'm so happy and grateful now that I weigh 199 pounds. But I didn't believe it. I was like, this is dumb. This is stupid. I don't know how the hell this is going to do anything. But after a couple months, guess what? I started thinking, what if? What if it could work? What if I did weigh 109 pounds? What would that be like? What would that feel like? And I kept writing out, and guess what happened? As I changed the self-image, the behavior fell in alignment. I started looking at food differently. My relationship with food changed. Instead of having a cheeseburger or pizza at lunch, and then you crash and you don't want to work anymore the rest of the day? Is it just me?
No.
Oh, a couple of you? Okay, good. How about I get a salad? Because, that'll give me energy instead of take it away, so I can finish my activities for the day. I can show up powerfully.
Tea instead of a beer.
Tea instead of a beer? Yeah. Tea instead of a soda? So you get the sugar rush and then crash? None of that, right? I started changing my relationship with exercise. I don't like working out. Still don't to this day. So I don't. I participate in movement. What if you were to move your body a minimum of just 7 minutes a day, Monday through Friday? You can do anything. Jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups. You don't have to go to the gym. You can do it in your living room. You can do it in your bedroom. There's no excuse. You can't tell me you don't have 7 minutes and space to roll around on the floor. Yes? So here's the deal. I started changing the way I saw myself, the way I was behaving when it came to diet and exercise. I did then to release 63 pounds within a year, what I still do today. Up to 12 minutes of movement in my garage. That's it. Within 1 year, released 63 pounds by writing it out. That wasn't true, that I wanted it to be true. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a real estate brokerage. Now what you don't know is, I had no idea how to do that. And one of my deep-rooted limiting beliefs is, I'm not smart enough to figure it out. It's true. But I kept writing it out. And 90 days later, some guy called me who I've never met and didn't know him. He's like, hey Justin, I heard you're looking to start a real estate brokerage. Literally, I said, I don't know where the hell you heard that, but yeah, I am. He's like, great, you want to get together for a cup of coffee and talk about it? Sure. We sat down with a cup of coffee, I shared my vision. He was wanting to get on board and get involved with something that was exciting and new and fun. So we just met once a week for coffee with a yellow pad and paper and pen, writing it out. 90 days later, it was like, I'm done with this planning stuff. Can we just get moving? Launched it. So from gratitude to launching, 6 months. That's a little over 2 years ago. Now 6 branches, about 150 agents. What do you want? And there's so many more things I could write down. This woman has created so much with this. Investment properties, the housing, the community that she wanted, sexy Tesla, an awesome business, making a ton of money. What do you want? And are you willing to sit down and write it out every single day? But not just write it out, feel it, experience it as if it is here now. You're mentally rehearsing that future success so that it can be. You're giving it an opportunity to show up because you're paying attention to it. You're feeding it energy. I mean, how much time could it take you to write out 10 things you're grateful for? 10 minutes? 15 minutes? And so, what I will tell you is this. Make sure the number one thing you write down every single day, number one, I am so happy and grateful for my amazing self. I love me completely just the way I am. Because here's the key, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you want to change in your life, you got to be satisfied and happy and content with where you are, what you are right now. Give you an example. If I go work out because I feel fat and I feel overweight, what I'm really saying is I'm not enough. I'm not worthy and I don't love me. So I got to go work out to improve myself. How's that worked for you in the past? Doesn't. I've kept this weight off and maintained 180 pounds for the last 2 years. Effortlessly. Because when I was already overweight, I had to fall in love with how it was and be okay with it. But that doesn't mean that I'm okay, like not going to change it. Because you can always improve. You can always be more if you want to. But you're doing it not because you're not enough. You're doing it because you're choosing to. Now it can be fun. It's not obligation, it's opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Same thing with the money. You don't need to go earn this amount of money. Do you? No. But you can. If you don't earn that, it doesn't mean you're not enough. Right? But you can if you want to. But you don't have to. So now you can go have fun with it. Does that make sense? You're turning this stuff into opportunity instead of obligation. So that you actually want to show up and do it. Because then you might be consistent. Then you might behave in alignment with that new belief and create the desired result. Got it? Okay. Next thing on here, exercise. We talked about that. Minimum 7 minutes. Number 3, cold therapy. That's a little difficult in the summer in Arizona. But in the wintertime, if you have a pool, jump in. Shower, ice bath, chest freezer, doesn't matter. I think cold therapy is one of the greatest things known to mankind. Not only does it have a tremendous amount of health benefits, like reduced cortisol levels, inflammation, it's good for your cardiovascular system, your lymph nodes, all of that stuff. It's all well documented. But the 2 things that I find the most valuable is this. To get into ice water, do you think you're going to be excited, thrilled, and happy?
Not at all.
No. What are you going to experience? Pain, resistance, triggered, freak out, lack of being able to breathe? Yes? If you've never been in, those things are true.
Numbness.
Eventually, hopefully that sets in fast. But here's the deal. What if you force yourself daily into a situation where you get triggered, mentally, emotionally, and physically, but you accepted the situation for what it was. You surrendered to it. And until you calmed yourself down and breathe through it and stay in control. Might that serve you when you have an escrow that's going sideways and everyone's losing their mind and fighting with each other? Oh, so you get triggered and react too? That's a bad idea. So what if that morning you already practiced remaining in control of your own emotional state, not getting triggered? Do you think you could take that forward with you the rest of your day in your business? Do you think you could take that forward the rest of the day in your marriage, with your kids, with yourself? Yeah. Surrender and acceptance. So when there's stimulus happening in your life, you don't react. Stimulus, you create time and space so you can increase your self-awareness and choose how you desire to respond. It's emotional intelligence. Do you think that would help you not only create, but sustain more business? Do you think that would help you create and sustain a healthier body, a healthier relationship? So it's not about, putting yourself in ice water to suffer. It's to teach yourself emotional discipline. And how many times do You know what to do in your business, but you don't go do it because you're afraid. Daily? Once a week?
Yep.
You're not paying attention? It's almost daily. What lead generating is scary to you? What would life look like if you knew you had a certain relationship with yourself? And that relationship was this. I give myself a command and I follow it. Always. That's what I learned with cold therapy. I started with a pool in the middle of winter. It was freezing. And so what happened is I'd walk up to the pool and I'm talking to myself. I don't have to do this. No one's going to know if I don't. I can say that I did. You know what I'm talking about? Am I the only one? And then I got to talk myself into getting in the pool. Ladies and gentlemen, that is painful. So I said, screw it. I'm going to reframe the relationship with myself. When I say I'm getting in the pool, I'm going to walk until I'm in the pool. I will not stop. Because if I stop, I'm going to get in my head. When you get in your head, you're dead. You stop yourself. So what would it be like every single day when you wake up, you go through your ritual, you give yourself a command for the day, you set an intention, and you know, based on results, you always follow through and execute. Do you think you'd have bigger, better results in your life? Do you think your self-esteem, your self-respect would be higher? Because you know you were always in integrity with your commitments? Yes or no?
Yes.
That's the value of cold therapy, in addition to all the health benefits. Got it? So if you don't use that, you want to use a different mechanism, cool. Let me know what you're using, because I'm open to new things too. Really? Okay. Breathing exercises. There's a gentleman by the name of Wim Hof, and I spelled it out there for you. You can search it on YouTube. It's a 10-minute breathing exercise. It literally changes the chemistry and biology of your body and your brain. You do that, you open up your consciousness, and then you roll that into a nice meditation. Meditation quiets the analytical mind. You know, all those random thoughts and voices. You guys have it too, right? Okay. The voices. What if you were to quiet that? You know what could happen? You could be like a 5-year-old and your imagination could come alive. You could look at that vision before you close your eyes and take that as an intention into your visualization and feel like you're actually experiencing all those things like they're here now, strengthening those new neurological pathways in your brain to reflect it as it's a done deal. It's a memory. It's fact. It's happened. And watch how you feel. Then you come out of that meditation, do you think you're excited about life? Yeah. And now you start paying attention and directing all of your thoughts and your focus towards what you want versus attempting to move away from what you don't want. I don't want to be broke. I don't want the deal to fall out of escrow. I don't care if you want it or don't want it. You focus on it, you're getting it. Meditation is the way to be able to control and guide and direct your thoughts and your feelings. And when you do this really well, it feels so good, sometimes you won't want to come out of the meditation because it feels better than reality. But you're priming your state for the day so you can carry that throughout your day. Do you think you'd create powerfully bigger, better results in your life? Yeah. What do you got to lose? About an hour of time in the morning to feel amazing? And to go be amazing in your day? Got it? Okay. Next thing on here, so there's a meditation. You can search for Bob Proctor Abundance Meditation. That one's about 22 minutes. There's a billion meditation videos on YouTube. Pick one that resonates with you. Play around with it, have some fun. Read or listen to an audio book. Always be dumping in good information. Kill the radio. Unless you need some music to change your state, plug in an audio book. Get good information in. Increase your self-awareness. You can study all kinds of things. Yeah? How to develop new habits, you name it. Okay? Eat a healthy breakfast and make your bed. So, you go through this list first thing in the morning, you haven't even left the house. How do you think your beingness is going to be when you show up to the work? To your calendar. High vibrational state, a higher frequency. You attract what you are, not what you want. You want a bigger, better quality life? That's a higher vibration. That's a higher frequency. You are responsible to increase your frequency to match it. I'm just giving you some mechanisms of what you might want to play with to get you there. Got it? So, call that successful person and ask them what's their morning ritual. I bet they have a couple of these. So the question is, will you call them? Because if you do, and they tell you, oh yeah, I do breath work, I meditate, and I read a good book every morning. You're like, damn it, now I gotta do that. So not calling them means I get to stay safe and not change or be different. Which means I'm more committed to the current results that I have than I am creating new ones. And that's okay. I'm just saying don't BS yourself. If you really want a different reality, change the personality. Got it? Okay. Any questions at all? I did so well, I covered everything, right? And we've got 2 minutes to spare. Look at that. Boom. All right. Any questions for you, Facebook? There's like a 30-second lag time, yeah? All right. No questions? All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Facebook.
As soon as I got home, my legs cramped up so bad.
Did they?
Yeah, I laid on the couch and I was like in severe pain, and finally it stopped. I was like, ah, stretching out a little bit.
Bye,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about bringing some of those, the electrical light stuff.
I need to buy some.
I have some, but they're not like, I don't think they're that great. I mean, they work, but they're not like good flavor. But I got it from like, when I did that race, they gave us, so if they don't expire, so I have them. But it's like one of those like tablets you put it in, like you're drinking it, just like fizzles in there.
Yeah, there's some that I want to buy. Heard Joe Rogan talk about that he uses.
Workshop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works out really well. It's yeah, it's when I did that race last year, what I was telling you about, like seriously, like when I got to like, I was starting to cramp up when I got to the next one, and then drinking it would like go away, and then I would ride and then cramp up the next one. But
Right.
but the year before, I was riding my bike and I started cramping up, so I had to start riding with my legs out this way.
I never would.